Hey, hey, hey. Welcome to a world of laughter, learning, and entertainment. Thank you for joining us today as we dive into Wonderland. Wonderland is a musical with music by Damon Albarn and lyrics and book by Moira Buffini. Inspired by Lewis Carroll's novels Alice's Adventures in Wonderland 1865 and Through the Looking Glass 1871, the musical made its world premiere at the Palace Theatre, Manchester, in July 2015 as part of the Manchester International Festival. The musical transferred to London's Royal National Theatre from November 2015, before opening at the Théâtre du Châtelet, Paris, in 2016. In this segment, we'll be unraveling the complexities of background and exploring its multifaceted nature. The musical is inspired by the novels Alice in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass, written by Lewis Carroll. On 21 January 2015, the musical was officially confirmed and it was announced that the show would premiere in July 2015 as part of the Manchester International Festival, with tickets going on sale the following day. The musical, which is a co-production between the Manchester International Festival, the Royal National Theatre and the Théâtre du Châtelet, Paris, marks the 150th anniversary of the release of Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. The idea for a musical based on Alice in Wonderland came from the artistic director of the Manchester International Festival, Alex Putz. Damon Albarn previously collaborated with the festival on Monkey, Journey to the West and Drive D. The musical has a book by Moira Buffini and is directed by Rufus Norris, with set design by Ray Smith, costume design by Katrina Lindsay, lighting design by Paul Constable, projections by 59 Productions, and choreography by Javier de Frutos. The musical's score is composed by Damon Albarn, with lyrics by Moira Buffini, sound design by Paul Arditi and musical direction by David Shrubsole. In the upcoming section, we'll be dissecting production history and exploring its intricate connections to our topic. The show's premiere production began previews at the Palace Theatre, Manchester on 29 June 2015, with its official opening night on 2 July, for a limited run until 12 July. Following its premiere, the musical transferred in a heavily revised version at the National Theatre, where it ran at their Olivier Theatre from 27 November 2015 to 30 April 2016. The premiere production stopped at Théâtre du Châtelet in Paris, France, for a limited run from 7 to 16 June 2016. Now, let's dig deeper into Synopsis National Theatre and onwards and unveil the hidden treasures it holds within. Synopsis National Theatre and onwards. NOTE. This synopsis is based on the completed, final version as seen at the National Theatre and onwards. It does not describe the Manchester world premiere version, which was significantly different in songs and some of the plot. Get ready for an exciting part as we dive into Act 1. The play opens with the AI known as MC, who explains virtual technology and how it is used as a portal to Boundless Land's prologue. We are then introduced to teenager Ailey. Her mother Bianca is exasperated with her as she has spent the entire weekend inside and on her phone. After some forceful persuading, Ailey reluctantly follows her mom into the town and to the supermarket. Ailey thinks that her life is being ruined by her parents and reflects on this whilst in the supermarket. Who's ruining your life? Ailey's alcoholic father Matt is also in the supermarket, and on meeting each other again, he and Bianca argue over their messy divorce and Matt's former gambling habits. Ailey goes home and, fed up with everything, picks up her phone. Seeking solace online, she tries to engage with a few people from school but is left with her self-confidence in tatters after they bully her network. Ailey begins to wish that she is someone else entirely so she wouldn't have to deal with her parents' divorce or school bullies. After pasting "be someone else" in a search engine, Ailey comes across the virtual online game called Wonderland. Led by the MC, she is enticed into this strange virtual world and creates an avatar for herself, the beautiful and kind Alice Wonderland. There is only one rule in Wonderland: extreme malice will result in deletion from the game. With her new identity complete, Ailey and Alice befriend each other and encounter the Cheshire Cat, who explains that you can be anyone you want to be here. Fabulous. Fascinated, Ailey decides to go on a quest and Alice follows the White Rabbit down a rabbit hole, falling past various unusual objects and musical notes falling. The next morning, Ailey is too distracted by Wonderland on her phone to listen to her mum's complaints about her baby brother Charlie. At school, Ailey plays Wonderland on her phone through the corridors, but it is confiscated by Ms. Mancomb, the school headmistress. In a school assembly, she laments about phone usage and tells the children that taking their pleasures from them is for their own good. I'm right. During a break, Ailey goes to Ms. Mancomb's office to retrieve her phone. Ms. Mancomb hands it back but gives her a warning if she catches her with it again it's a detention. In class, Ailey meets up with the 3 girls who bullied her online. They say they want to be friends but only if Ailey says sorry. They begin to bully her again until the math teacher, Mr. King, enters. Ali's friend Luke walks in late yet again and is given a detention. Still hurt by the girls' comments, Ailey goes on her phone in class and takes her frustration and sadness out on Alice. Alice cries a massive pool of tears but is interrupted by Dum and Dee, 2 fat twins fighting with each other freaks. Alice goes to try and befriend them but her attempt backfire and they begin to insult her. Ailey decides to take action and makes Alice fight them. Dum and Dee cry and Ailey and Alice spot a gigantic mouse coming towards them. The mouse likes Alice's fighting and introduces himself. They are soon joined by other players, the Dodo, the Mock Turtle, and Humpty, who each have problems in their lives. The Dodo is stressed because his eco-obsessed parents want him to save the planet. Dum and Dee are dancers but hate the pressure it puts them under. Humpty has problems with her parents. The Mock Turtle has no self-esteem and hates her avatar, and the mouse is lustful. Wonderland is a place to hide for them all, taking away the pressures of teenage life. Crap life. Ailey snaps back to reality when Mr. King asks her a math question and she is unable to answer. Given detention, Ailey walks out of class with everyone else. Confronting the 3 bullies, Ailey makes fun of one of them for having facial hair and she runs into the bathroom to hide from them. Getting out her phone, she immerses herself in Wonderland again, where Alice meets a strange caterpillar who is obsessed with identity. Who are you? Ailey realizes she has no clue who she really is. She is interrupted by the 3 girls who proceeds to taunt her about her father's gambling addiction and poverty, then beat her up and leave. Alone and with her confidence at a new low, Ailey seeks understanding in Alice, who is innocently still singing the caterpillar's song. Alice is distraught at her friend's sadness and tries to get her to tell her what is wrong. Ailey doesn't want to, but Alice then reminds her that as an avatar, she isn't real. Ailey is only admitting things to herself. Ailey tells Alice her secrets about her family and how she hates her life, and is surprised that Alice has similar problems too, despite how liked and kind she is. Secrets. Luke comes into the girls' toilets, terrified as he is being threatened with violence by Kieran. Luke hides in a cubicle whilst Kieran enters. Ailey defends Luke and manages to make Kieran leave. Luke reveals that the reason why Kieran hates him is because, like himself, he is gay. Ailey is amazed. The friends decide to skip class and sit and play their games on their smartphones. Luke plays Zombie Swarm, whilst Ailey plays Wonderland. Ms. Mancomb suddenly enters the toilets. Luke hides his phone, but Ailey fails her. Ms. Mancomb confiscates the phone for 3 months and Ailey and Luke quickly exit. Alone, Ms. Mancomb finds that Ailey hasn't locked her phone screen and that Alice is calling her. Ms. Mancomb begins to talk to her and Alice thinks she is still talking to Ailey. Meanwhile, Ailey laments her phone being taken away from her to Luke. Ailey's father Matt arrives and decides to take them out to tea to celebrate. He has a new career at the local garden centre in Clover. However, once at the tea shop, things quickly begin to go wrong as her father's manic tendencies result in him dancing on the tables and playing with spoons on the table. When asked to stop, he punches one of the waiters. Ali's mother Bianca arrives and the two begin to argue yet again. Ali is a still point in utter chaos and begins to notice that Wonderland is invading reality as the MC emerges from a gigantic teapot and the landscape outside becomes thoroughly strange. Chances. Let's now turn our gaze towards Act 2 and explore the fascinating connections it has to offer. Ms. Mancomb manipulates Alice around the gaming segment of Wonderland on Ali's phone. Overjoyed, Ms. Mancomb immediately buys 3 pet playing cards, red accessories, and a red dress for Alice. She changes Alice's hair to red. By the end of the gaming session, Alice is entirely under Ms. Mancomb's control. Entr'acte in the social side of Wonderland, Ms. Mancomb meets with Alice and reveals her plans to dominate and destroy the online world. Alice still thinks she is talking to Ali and so thinks nothing of this. Miss Mancomb sings of the beauty her avatar exudes and wallows in self-absorption. Meanwhile, Ali, Matt, Bianca, and Charlie are at the police station. Rook tries to get Matt to take a statement as he is charged with assault and affray, but her attempts prove fruitless as Matt and Bianca argue again. Ali laments the loss of her family's unity. Heartless, useless. In Wonderland, Ms. Mancomb is stunned when she meets Alice's avatar friends, Dum and Dee, the Mock Turtle, the Dodo, Humpty and the Mouse. Alice happily introduces them to her, but Ms. Mancomb hates them. Telling Alice that they are a rabble, Ms. Mancomb makes her chase them away, but Alice and Ms. Mancomb are driven away by Alice's friends, who are worried about the change in her. Is someone else controlling her? Reprise. At home, Bianca discovers that Ali missed a detention and had her phone confiscated. Ali makes a pitiful excuse and Bianca worries that she is losing Ali to technology, so she bans her from the internet. Gadget Charlie vomits on the floor and Ali is left to clean it up, sarcastically singing about her brother. She goes out into the city, looking for an internet cafe so she can go to Wonderland, the only place where she is truly happy. Everyone loves Charlie. At the internet cafe, Ali is alarmed when she cannot log into Wonderland and her avatar appears to be already in use. Ali watches as Alice is given a vorpal sword, brought by Miss Mancomb with the money on Ali's phone. Under Miss Mancomb's control, Alice is no longer Alice but the Red Queen, a powerful and forceful monarch. Miss Mancomb tells Alice to kill her friends. Alice is alarmed at this idea and her illusion is shattered. She now knows the person controlling her is no longer Ali. Despite this, Alice cannot rebel and under Miss Mancomb's control, lashes out at her friends, bullying and attempting to hurt them. Miss Mancomb is delighted and laughs at this in glee. The MC warns that Alice has a deletion warning, any more malice and she will be deleted. Both Ali and Alice are distraught. Alice is acting as if under possession and Ali now knows that Miss Mancomb has seized control of her phone and avatar. Oh children. After being told that the internet cafe will close, Ali comes up with the idea of having her friend Luke help with the problem. Ali contacts Luke through his zombie swarm game and tells him her problem. Ali decides to break into Miss Mancomb's office to try and retrieve the phone and thus uncorrupt Alice. Luke agrees to meet her at the school gates. In his cell, Matt thinks over his and Bianca's problems and wonders if they should put it behind them. At home, Bianca has the same thoughts. Man of broken glass at the school gates, Luke lectures Ali for not thinking her plan through. He is worried that she will do something stupid. Ali decides to break into the office anyway, leaving Luke outside the gates. Luke contacts the 3 girls who bullied Ali and tells them about Ms. Mancomb playing on Ali's stolen phone. They all decide to put the news out online so everyone will know it's not Ali. Fabulous reprise. Bianca goes to the police station as she has now realized that Ali has gone missing. Bianca takes her smartphone out and gives it to Matt. If Ali is anywhere, she's likely to also be online and in Wonderland. In Wonderland, the avatars prepare for war against Alice as controlled by Miss Mancomb, but they cannot agree on a strategy. In the police station, Matt hacks into Wonderland and sees Ali's avatar Alice, but quickly realizes that she's being controlled by someone other than Ali. The White Rabbit appears, and as her old self for a brief second, Alice is delighted. He's going to lead her into more adventures after all. But Miss Mancomb becomes violent, making Alice push him out of the way. Reality and Wonderland begin to melt into each other. Ali is now in Miss Mancomb's office and grabs the phone off her when she isn't looking. They begin to fight over the phone. In Wonderland, Alice fights between her real self and the Red Queen persona. The avatars are confused. Has Alice gone insane? In her confusion, Alice wields the vorpal sword and slices the head of the White Rabbit off. The MC declares that for 2 acts of extreme malice, Alice will be deleted. Ali and Alice are horrified and try to explain that Alice was hijacked, but it is too late. Ali and Alice try to explain that they are the real Alice. Miss Mancomb grabs the phone again and the fight resumes. As Ali and Miss Mancomb fight, Matt and Bianca realize that Ali is in Miss Mancomb's office and drive to come and fetch her. Online, the 3 girls and Luke watch. Luke comes into Wonderland and hacks the game to include zombies from Zombie Swarm. Miss Mancomb makes Alice fight them off. Suddenly Miss Mancomb has Ali in the guillotine in her office and is about to behead her. Alice aims the vorpal sword at Luke, but then innocently kisses him in confusion. Luke is appalled. Miss Mancomb makes Alice kill Luke, and flinching, Alice does. Who is Alice? Horrified at what she has done, Alice fights off the Red Queen persona through glitching. Alice will be deleted in seconds, but just before then, she is able to reveal that her quest was to help Ali understand who she was. Ali thanks her, bids goodbye to her friend, and Alice disappears. Wonderland and reality finally part ways as in Miss Mancomb's office everything settles back. Ali is reunited with Matt and Bianca. Luke has been live-streaming Miss Mancomb on his phone to use as evidence. As far as Miss Mancomb is concerned, she has done nothing wrong. But by breaking into the school, Ali and Luke will be expelled. Miss Mancomb tells Ali that she will go to a juvenile detention center for this. Matt finds Ali's phone and reminds Miss Mancomb that she spent Ali's money on purchases for Wonderland with it. He hears of this and declares that she'll have to take Miss Mancomb down to the station with her. Miss Mancomb thinks it is fine, after all, she's never wrong. I'm right reprise as Miss Mancomb is driven away by the police. Ali finds a renewed sense of self. She is Alice unshakably. Alice still lives in Ali's memory, and if Ali listens close enough, it's almost like she can hear her. Secrets reprise. Several months later, and as Ali goes online, she finds her old friends in Wonderland want her back. She decides not to go back because she knows who she is now and has a new interest in her family. She might visit every now and then, but not spend all of her time there. The company and MC reflect on the wonders of the internet, and the show draws to a close. Wonderland reprise. As we progress, let's zoom in on Music National Theatre version and onwards and examine its role in shaping our overall narrative. Music National Theatre version and onwards. Now, let's dig deeper into Act 1 and unveil the hidden treasures it holds within. Prologue. MC Who's Ruining Your Life. Ali, Bianca, Matt and Company Network. Ali, Kitty, Dinah, Mary and Wonderland. MC, Ali and Company Fabulous Cheshire Cat. Ali, Alice and Company Falling. Ali, Alice, MC and Company I'm Right Miss Mancomb. Ali, Luke and Company Crap Life. Ali, Alice, Dumb, D, Mouse, Mock Turtle, Humpty, Dedo Who Are You? Caterpillar and Company Secrets. Ali, Alice in Clover. Matt Chances. Matt, Ali, Luke and Company. Now, let's shift our attention to Act 2. Entr'acte Orchestra. Me Miss Mancomb, Alice Heartless Useless. Bianca, Matt, He See Rook, Ali Me Reprise. Miss Mancomb, Alice, Mouse, Dumb, D, Mock Turtle, Dodo, Humpty Gadget. Bianca, Ali Everyone Loves Charlie. Ali, Matt, Bianca and Company Oh Children. Miss Mancomb, Alice, Ali Man of Broken Glass. Matt, Bianca Fabulous Reprise. MC Who is Alice? MC, Ms. Mancomb, Alice, Ailey, Kitty, Dinah, Marianne, Matt, Bianca, and Company. I'm Right reprise Ms. Mancomb, PC Rook, Ailey, Bianca, Matt, Luke and Company. Secrets reprise Ailey, Alice. Wonderland reprise MC, Ailey, Luke, Bianca and Company. As we venture forward, let's examine principal roles and cast members in detail and gain a deeper appreciation for its significance. Character MIF, Manchester National Theatre. Foucher Duchelet, Ailey, Lois Chimimba, Alice, Rosalie, Craig, Carly Borden, Bianca, Golda, Rose Shovel, Matt, Hall Hilton, Ms. Mancomb, Anna Francolini, Cheshire Cat, Caterpillar, Halfala. Note: the MC character did not exist in the Manchester version. Dodo, Ivan, DeFreitas, Mouse, David Page, Edward Lizard, Luke Featherstone, Nomok Turtle, Sydney Uffindle, Phillips Hedgehog, Holly James, Nino Humpty, No Daisy Maywood, Dumb, Sam Archer, D. Sam McKay, Leon Cook, White Rabbit, Rob Compton, Joshua Lacey, Luke Enyi, Okronkwo, Kitty, Katrine Hind, Abigail Rose, Dinah Whitney, White Mary and Daisy Maywood, Stephanie Ross, Kieran, Luke Featherstone, Edward, Mr. King, No Adrian Grove, PC Rook, Lorraine Graham, Nadine Cox. As we transition, let's shed light on critical reception and its relevance to our ongoing exploration. Wonderland received mixed reviews in its Manchester premiere, many praising the projections by 59 Productions and the actors, but criticizing the narrative and music. A retooled, rewritten version of the show opened at the National Theatre in London on 23 November 2015, where it received largely negative reviews. The production stopped at the Théâtre du Châtelet in Paris, France, on 6 June 2016. The show was extremely well received by most French critics, gaining mostly positive reviews. In the next phase, we'll be immersing ourselves in the realm of Beyond the Rabbit Hole, Wonderland at the National Theatre. Vodafone presents, and exploring its real-world applications. Beyond the Rabbit Hole, Wonderland at the National Theatre. Vodafone presents. Sponsored by Vodafone, Down the Rabbit Hole was a questions and answers session with the Wonderland creative team Moyo Buffini, Damon Albarn, and Rufus Norris, which also included various acoustic performances by the National Theatre cast. The event was filmed and then posted on the Vodafone website and YouTube. The acoustic sessions are notable for using some songs prog and gadget that do not appear in the cast recording, and also for using understudy Abigail Rose as Alice instead of Carly Borden, as she was not available at the time. The songs performed are as follows: Bride Halfala, Gadget, Lois Chimimba and Golda Rashovel, Secrets, Abigail Rose and Lois Chimimba, Man of Broken Glass, Damon Albarn and Golda Rashovel, Fabulous Halfala, Lois Chimimba and Abigail Rose. Let's now venture into the realm of soundtrack and explore the fascinating intricacies it holds. Songs from Wonderland is the soundtrack to the musical and was first released on 15 April 2016. The soundtrack is performed by the National Theatre cast and also features two songs not in the musical, Japanese Duchess and Alice Saw. Your feedback helps me improve, so please take a moment to leave a comment or review.